this something I can watch without paying?
Gulo looked at the handsome man beneath him, his clothes already in disarray. He was stunned. He had transmigrated. He never knew
that a traditional Chinese medicine doctor could actually die of overwork.
To be precise, it was the original body's owner. He and his sister had a discussion and on impulse decided to strike first, drugging someone and taking them down, to make them inseparable.
What kind of situation is this?
This man is just standing here like a corpse. How am I supposed to proceed? Gulo nimbly climbed off the man, tidied his clothes, and walked out. He needed to quickly find a place to process this transmigration.
Such a big event.
After sleeping, this king is just leaving.
What sin have I committed to end up with such an opening?
This young prince is notoriously moody, unpredictable, and kills without batting an eye. In ancient times, there was a clear hierarchy, and killing someone was as easy as crushing an ant.
Just now.
I'm asking you, are you planning to sleep with me and then leave?
Prince Chile, I wasn't planning to sleep with you and then leave. Firstly, I didn't actually sleep with you.
Secondly,
it is not that I was going to sleep with you and then leave. Then what were you preparing to do? To find something more exciting to stimulate your heart? What? Do you want to play hard to get with me? Didn't you fall madly in love with me? Now that I'm completely at your mercy, how can you resist?
He seemed genuinely curious. Gulok Xingje. This was not a situation he could escape by simply begging for mercy. As he was contemplating how to handle it, noisy footsteps suddenly echoed from outside. Gulok's heart skipped a beat.
Damn it.
No way, is this old man going to catch us in the act?
Listen, it sounds like someone outside is eager to spread the news that Miss Guar defiled me, announcing it to the world. Are you planning to tell me why you were leaving, or do you intend to wait for them to burst in? I must say, I rather like the latter option.
The footsteps outside and the commotion were drawing nearer. Gulo cursed inwardly. Then, not only are people outside trying to catch us, but this one inside, I suspect he is far more cunning. Otherwise, why would a perfectly capable person who is clearly awake pretend to be asleep? I am not here to sleep with you. I am here to save your sister's life.
I can cure your sister's illness.
No one can hold her sister's fate against her.
I truly can cure it. If I can achieve it, you can kill me again, and I won't be ashamed. So, why shouldn't I give it a try?
The main door was kicked open.
Gulo, I truly never expected this. How could you do something like this?
How noble is the young prince of you. And yet, you've managed to grace our Emping, Marquis Manor.
Where is he? Where are the people who clearly saw that fool enter this room?
Didn't you say you saw Gulo enter the young prince's room? Where is he?
Your Royal Highness Princess Chang, please see clearly. This humble one dares not lie. This humble one truly saw Guru enter, which is why I reported it to you. She is this humble one's sister. It is too late for this humble one to cherish and protect her. How could I spread rumors about her? Neither I nor my daughter stand to gain anything. This humble one is just afraid that he would cause greater trouble, unwittingly implicating the other sisters in the mansion.
And Wu Yan speaks of upholding righteousness by sacrificing family. Although I don't know what exactly went wrong here, but everyone knows about Guru and young Master Yan. Based on this alone, he deserves to die. Who is young Master Yan? It is also they who are entangled with him.
How about it? Are you so happy you could cry? This king knew you wanted to sleep, implying interact intimately or play a trick on me. And yet, I didn't resist at all. Not only did I not resist, I was even quite cooperative in letting you have your way. So, how will you thank me?
I don't believe a word you're saying. You're not someone who reasons with others. First, let me see the little princess. The next moment, Gulo was abruptly lifted from the ground and spun around, then tossed into the courtyard.
Why did the prince change his plan?
He is suddenly not going to sleep with me anymore.
Huh? Not sleeping anymore?
Isn't this king handsome?
Changshen was dazed, but his mouth reacted quickly.
If the prince isn't handsome, then there is no one handsome in this world.
Yu Yan lowered his gaze and looked at Yi Qing, who was still in his semi-dazed state.
This king's physique is not good.
The prince excels at archery and horse riding every day. How could his physique be bad?
Then why did he stop halfway through the sleep? Whether to let him sleep or not is up to this king. So why should he leave halfway through?
What is this? Are you feeling a bit wronged?
Gulo instinctively rolled to protect himself and got up.
And in front of him, he saw 3 large dogs about a meter away,
Panting with their tongues hanging out, drooling, staring at him intently. He cursed Yu Yan's entire lineage for 18 generations in his heart. He spoke tentatively. An unexpected but plausible outcome. The 3 dogs sat down in unison, panting. I'm here on orders to treat the little princess.
Let me in.
His voice wasn't loud, but it was enough for those inside the house to hear. The 3 dogs remained indifferent, but there were no other sounds from the courtyard. So this dog is only for intimidation, not to actually hurt anyone. Guluo, with his guesses in mind, boldly walked in. The 3 dogs just sat there, giving him their attention, which somewhat eased Guluo's anxious heart. Is the county princess well? I am Guluo, the second daughter of the Amping Marquisate, sent here by the young prince. Your Highness, I have arrived.
You're not afraid, are you?
Thank you, Your Highness, for the little surprise you prepared for me.
It is quite something. Provocation. I intend to take an unconventional approach. Don't be so delusional. I know you've been bothering my brother.
Nothing much. You seem to know quite a bit. It is very thoughtful of Your Highness to care about your brother at such a young age. Truly sensible, as Your Highness said. I was indeed delusional before. I've had a change of heart today, and I wish to mend my ways to make amends for my past actions and the harm I caused the young master. I told him one of my secrets.
What secret?
I know martial arts. I know medicine, and I can cook delicious food. These are things no one else knows. I was immature before, and I did many things to pester your brother. But to apologize for my actions...
What does that have to do with me?
Get out! Your mood changes as quickly as that master outside. Gulo didn't move. He lowered his eyes, looking at the highly guarded young princess. I can teach your dog to jump through hoops. What is it?
Get out!
Are you trying to say they are your friends? Not your playthings. But don't you know, that one in the middle with the white marking on its head, it looks unwell. Seeing the anxiety well up in the child's eyes, Gulo pressed his advantage. You also know that I was infatuated with your brother, and your brother wouldn't harm you. Right. If I had malicious intentions, considering how I pestered your brother before, he wouldn't have let me in.
What is he suffering from? You claim to be skilled in medicine. You must know.
I just took a brief look. The main issue is, his left front paw is injured. The wound is quite apparent, with clotted blood on it, causing a clump of fur to stick together. It looks like an opening about the length of a little finger. Guluo tried to describe the wound in detail. For a child who truly considers their dog family or a friend, this would surely cause them great distress. Observing the little princess's reaction, Gulo continued. I don't know if you have a doctor you fully trust. If so, please have them examine him as soon as possible, to prevent any lingering complications. The little princess is truly worried.
Can't you do it?
Of course I can, but you wouldn't feel at ease if I treated him. It is dark in this room, and I can't bring him inside to examine him. However, examining him by the door might be feasible. We could be outside the threshold, and you on the inside. Never mind. You clearly wouldn't feel comfortable with that. Let the little prince find a doctor to examine him. You would trust someone sent by the little prince. It is just that the dog will have to endure a little longer. It shouldn't take too long. Such a grown person, trying to trick a child.
How long have they been inside?
It has been at least 15 minutes, and it has been silent ever since they went in. What on earth happened? If the little county princess drove people out, that would be enough time for Miss Guo to have left. Why did she come back? This is the first time anyone has entered the little county princess's courtyard, and stayed inside so quietly for so long?
Could it be that that wicked woman has done something to Huan?
Changxing paused for a moment, then with a whoosh, leaped onto a tree outside the door.
Your Highness, you come up here.
Am I crazy to jump onto a tree? Am I a monkey?
Oh my god. Damn it! No way. This works too.
Changxing's exclamations kept coming from the trees overhead.
It doesn't seem impossible to jump up there.
Look. Will this have any after effects?
Well, the wound needs to be cleaned first. Little county princess, the girl in the pond needs clean hot water, silver needles, and clean cloths. Yu Huan got up and returned to the house, and after a while returned with a basin of hot water. Immediately after, she went back into the inner room. Before long, she came out with dry cloths and a packet of silver needles. He wanted to ask Ji Yuluo how she knew he had silver needles. However, Guluo said nothing. The water was at a suitable temperature. The dog didn't react much, lying there obediently, watching Yu Huan. However, in a flash, the dog, out of the corner of its eye, saw Guluo take out from a cloth bag a silver needle as long as a finger. As soon as the silver needle appeared, the dog was startled and jumped up, turning and running.
What to do? His foot is still injured. Arbo, come back quickly. Your foot needs to be bandaged, or it could be fatal.
The dog that ran away was named Arbao. Shivering, he stood by the wall, looking at the needle in Ji Yuluo's hand.
Are you trying to save my life? I think you're trying to kill my dog.
Your Highness, don't worry. I'll go persuade him. Guluo put down the silver needle in his hand and turned to walk towards the dog. The dog, as if facing a formidable enemy, bolted as soon as Guluo approached. The other two dogs in the courtyard watched their companion being chased, but their young master hadn't given any orders. After a moment of hesitation, they joined the chase. The three dogs were running wildly in the large courtyard.
Miss Orphan, you have quite the skills.
No wonder I, the king, am lying low, and you're not sleeping either. So you found a better way to break through. Preparing to capture this king. Body and soul. Quite ambitious.
Didn't your Highness ask me to treat the princess? If I don't work hard to gain the princess's approval, will I have a good outcome?
Well, if you can truly cure the princess, and please me, the king, I might even grant you the position of a bed warmer. It is not impossible.
Guluo immediately rolled her eyes internally. I was foolish in the past,
And repeatedly pestered your Highness.
I deserve 1,000 deaths. From now on, I will turn over a new leaf. I will never bother your Highness again. I must return to my residence to prepare what is needed for tomorrow, so I shall not disturb your Highness any further. With her intentions clear, after a 7-bow salute to Yu Yan, Guluo prepared to leave. She feared that if she stayed any longer, she might lose her temper. Ignoring the disparity in status and rank, she might just lash out and smash this imbecile's head.
Is this a new tactic of playing hard to get?
You're trying so hard to win me over.
Truly painstaking. Very well, given your efforts. I shall escort you.
Guluo clenched her fists. Calm down. Calm down. All right. I can't defeat this fool with brute force. She reasoned with herself internally. Guluo said nothing more. After all, one cannot defy superior strength for now, just as when she had arrived. On her way out, she still encountered no one. However, in ancient times, men and women were not supposed to touch. Seeing the carriage before her, Guluo stopped. She couldn't get into the same carriage as Yu Yan. She hadn't succeeded in catching him in the act before. But if she got into this carriage now...
She had drugged this king before, and was preparing to force herself upon him. Wasn't that courageous? Now, this king needs to understand the princess's condition. Why are you being so coy?
Why doesn't heaven strike you dead with lightning? I can't swallow this insult. She flicked away non-existent dust from her sleeve. Guluo looked at Yu Yan. Your Highness also knows that to understand the princess's condition, you need me. As far as I know, I am currently the only doctor the princess has recognized. Am I not? The smile on Yu Yan's face remained unchanged, but his eyes shifted slightly.
A threat.
This king isn't making a threat. I merely wish to live. I will do my utmost to treat the young princess. So, as a condition, please grant me a way to live. Yu Yan raised an eyebrow.
You will likely need to visit Yu Wangfu daily from now on. How does Miss Guo'er intend to explain her innocence to outsiders?
In the end, Guo still got into the carriage. Guo boarded the carriage.
You'd best put away those schemes of yours. I have no interest in you whatsoever, so don't even think about me. As long as you can cure the princess's illness, I will naturally treat you well. But if you harbor any other intentions, don't blame me for being ruthless.
When we first met, he grabbed Gulo's arm and yanked her into the carriage. Now, Gulo felt as if half her arm was about to break. Anger simmered and threatened to burst from the top of her head. His Highness has no interest in me, so why is he sharing a carriage with me, inviting gossip? Yu Yan cast him a sideways glance, looking at him as if he were an idiot.
If you weren't sent back by the carriage of the Yu Prince's mansion tomorrow, do you think you'd even be able to get out? You truly have no idea.
What an intense start. She had forgotten. Although the original owner was a young lady from the Ampingbo mansion, her life within the mansion was far from easy. Today, Guohua's scheme to frame her failed, and she ended up being outmaneuvered. She had no idea what awaited her upon her return. If the carriage from the Yu Prince's mansion were to take her back, it would at least demonstrate the Yu Prince's mansion's stance towards her. So even if the people of the Ampingbo mansion wished to trouble her, they would have to consider the face of the Yu Prince's mansion. By doing this, he has helped me. But isn't he also helping himself? I cannot afford to delay my departure from the Ampingbo mansion, especially with treating Yu Huan's illness. Are you trying to trick me? She understood perfectly, but Gulo still played along with Yu Yan's words. Thank you.
No need for that. After all, if you couldn't get out, it would have delayed Yu Huan's treatment. If that were the case, you'd be useless to me.
He actually figured out what I was thinking.
Stop playing these petty tricks with me. I've told you. If you can cure the princess's illness, I won't treat you unfairly. Of course.
To have one's thoughts read, the adaptable tribe immediately raised 3 fingers. Of course! This humble woman will no longer harbor any romantic feelings for your highness. We are merely here to cooperate. You ensure my well-being, and I will dedicate myself to treating the princess.
You disgraceful thing! You still know to come back! Your sister kindly took you to the flower viewing banquet, and to meet the young ladies of the capital. And look at what you've done! What a fine mess you've made!
I don't know what good deed I've done to make grandmother so angry.
You've done something disgraceful yourself. Do you want me to explain it to you? Go apologize to your sister. Get out and kneel in the ancestral hall to apologize.
Apologize for what? Was it because Guhua, bringing the eldest princess and the flower viewing party, and everyone else rushed into Prince Yu's chambers and arrogantly attempted to catch him in the act? Apologize. Or is it to apologize for what Guhua said at the time?
What did you say?
Jiyu Luo looked at Guhua and sneered a few times, reciting every word Gua had said after storming into the room. Sister, my memory is still good, isn't it? I haven't missed any key points, have I?
Hey, you child! Where did you hear such gossip?
To throw such accusations at your sister. How good your sister has been to you. Don't you know that yourself? I heard it. I heard my sister say it on the spot. To be honest with you, Aunt, my sister was furious then, rushing in with absolute certainty. I was on the rafters, watching with the little princess of the Black Jade Manor. Madame Zhao was so stunned, she almost spat out blood. Guhua was dumbfounded, looking at Gulo. Did I hallucinate? He was on the rafters with the little Princess Yu.
What nonsense are you spouting?
I don't know why you're slandering me with such blatant lies in front of grandmother and trying to frame me. But the young princess of the Yu Manor has been ill for years and rarely leaves her residence. This is something Ren knows. You've just returned from the countryside, so perhaps you're not yet aware. Even if you're lying, you should at least tell a more believable one.
Exactly. The young princess of the Yu Manor has been ill for years and confined to her chambers. Today, on her first outing, she took a liking to me. She not only watched the fun with me from the rafters, but after that, She invited me to play in her courtyard. I didn't just go today. I'll be going back tomorrow. Sister, you have eyes that are always looking for trouble, so naturally, you wouldn't believe it. However, grandmother can send someone to inquire to see if I was indeed sent back by the UN Manners carriage today.
What do you mean by eyes that are always looking for trouble? Grandmother, I had heard that my sister had gone to the little prince's chambers, and in my haste, my actions were improper. I have embarrassed the Amping Marquisate.
This fool! How did she get involved with the young princess of the Jade Manor?
Are you really going to the Jade Manor tomorrow?
Not just me. I'll be going often lately. The young princess said she has no friends, and I am her only friend.
It is your good fortune to befriend the young princess, since you've been invited. Behave yourself properly, and do not anger the young princess.
Holly, it is me. It is me. Open the door.
I'm locked in. If you can't open it, you'll have to find a way yourself.
Gulo eventually jumped in through the window,
And upon entering the house, saw Gu Heng practicing the 8-section brocade inside a cage as tall as a person.
looking at Gu Heng. Jiu Luo's expression was beyond words.
What is this all about?
I heard you caused trouble at the Jade Prince's mansion today. Fearing they would be angry with you and vent their anger on me, I got into the cage then and threw away the key. If they wanted to vent their anger on me, they'd have to get me out of the cage first. This iron cage was custom made by me. To dismantle this cage would take at least half a day. And by the time they're done struggling, you should be back.
You are truly my own brother.
Aren't you afraid they'll sink you and the cage into the pond? Or burn you along with the cage?
My dear sister, use your brain a little. If they really dare to kill me like this, we wouldn't be alive today. I told you long ago, there is no waking up early without profit, and no one visits the Three Treasures Hall without a reason. After living in the countryside for so many years, they wouldn't have brought us back to the capital for no reason. Now that we're back, they can't possibly kill us off easily. Why would they have brought us back otherwise? It is pointless.
All right, where is the key? I'll let you out.
No key. I threw it into the pond.
Gulo's lips twitched. How could you, while inside the cage?
Throw the key into the pond.
Couldn't I just throw the key away first, then lock the door from the inside, and then lock myself in this cage? With a brain like yours. No wonder you were so easily manipulated. You even went along with them, not knowing your limits. Now you know how it feels to be in trouble, right?
If something happened to me, wouldn't you be worried? What do you mean wait until they're done, and I'll be back? What is wrong with me coming back?
Do you think everyone is like you? With their brains completely scrambled. Long before you left, I swapped the packet of powder you were carrying for lotus root starch. So what real trouble could you possibly get into? If anyone's going to get into trouble, it is Gu Hua. Something like trying to steal a chicken and ending up losing your own rice. If something had truly happened to you, he wouldn't be the one crying and coming back today.
How fortunate must the original owner have been to have a brother like this. But at the time, Yu Yan didn't know I was skilled in medicine. I pretend to be asleep.
After racking my brain, I couldn't come up with a good way to open the cage.
Jiu Luo, as a doctor of traditional Chinese medicine, even though she had taken chemistry classes, couldn't just whip up sulfuric acid on the spot. Finally, she rubbed her hands together, pulled a hairpin from her hair, and poked it into the keyhole. Click! Gu Heng stared at his sister, dumbfounded.
You have that skill too. This lock was custom made. The boss said even the best locksmith couldn't open it.
But today, your sister showed you with action that after a complete change of heart and starting anew, her potential is limitless. Come out.
It has been found out. It was someone from the eldest princess's faction. This is the second time they've infiltrated the little princess's courtyard. Their purpose was to do something sneaky and frighten the little princess. The intruder was stealthy, and our people didn't notice. He drugged the dogs again. The dagger was accidentally dropped as he scaled the wall to leave. Coincidentally, the next day, the dogs went over to play and stepped on it. Raja, How should he be dealt with?
Deal with him.
Dispose of him.
Wouldn't that be too easy for my own mother? While you were investigating, did you alert him?
He shouldn't have been alerted.
He has been slandering my ancestors for 3 generations. You must find something useful for me. In addition, it was wise to heighten the guards around the princess.
While tidying up the small garden and the room today, we discovered that the cup of tea Miss Guer gave you contained not a powder, but lotus root powder.
It is lotus root powder. She was being sneaky for so long, just to put some lotus root powder in my tea.
I don't understand Miss Guer's intentions, but no one else touched anything in that room at the time.
What is that fool trying to do? Could it be that after all this trouble, she genuinely came to deliver medicine, hoping to cure Huan Huan? Or has that fool finally realized that solidification isn't good for anything, and intends to turn the tables, using a bowl to strike him down? Or is Lord Amping playing a trick? Tomorrow, send a reliable person to Lord Amping's mansion to fetch him. Say it is the little princess inviting him over as a guest.
Our princess is not in good health, as everyone in the capital knows. To fetch him so hastily tomorrow, is it that hum?
It seemed rash. You underestimate Ji-Yuer too much. I'm afraid the entire Amping Bo mansion knows by now that the little princess of the Jade King's mansion has a confidante named Gu Luo.
As they were speaking, a servant reported from outside.
Your Highness, His Majesty has summoned you to the palace.
I will not go.
They say the second prince was greatly frightened, and concubine fainted from crying. His Majesty is furious.
Why didn't he get scared to death? At that scene, the child in the carriage didn't even let out a cry. How could the second prince have been frightened by a fart? How dare Guer do that?
Oh, right. You mentioned getting a dog yesterday. What did you mean by that?
I'm going to Prince Yu's mansion today.
Didn't you just say you weren't stupid anymore?
No. Listen carefully. I'll explain it to you. Gu Luo mentioned the Princess Yu's condition to Gu Heng, but not Yu Yan.
Prince Yu forced you to go, didn't he? You know nothing about treating illnesses. He dislikes you so much, yet he still lets you go, which means you absolutely must go. Then make a condition with him. You must bring me along. I'll go with you. Don't be afraid. You have leverage to negotiate, although we're not as capable as him in many ways. The fact that he is willing to let you go is, in itself, our biggest bargaining chip. This is perfect. We can use this opportunity to test the bottom line of the Amping Bo mansion. Otherwise, if things remain so dull every day, it is hard to figure out what they're truly planning.
Gu Luo's heart was filled with complex emotions. Is this something an 8-year-old brother should say?
Second, miss, the old madam requests your presence.
Gu Luo wiped the corner of his mouth with a handkerchief. Sister, can you tell me what it is about? I just upset grandmother yesterday, and I'm a little scared. Before the maid could react, Gu Heng looked at him with an expression of disbelief, as if seeing a ghost.
This is something my reckless sister would say.
Someone from Prince Yu's mansion has come to escort the young lady, and they are currently in the old madam's room.
Upon hearing this, Gu Luo breathed a sigh of relief. Gu Heng looked at him with sparkling eyes.
Let me go! Let me go!
I almost forgot about this. Let's go. I'm sorry to have kept the princess waiting. Oh, that is right. My child will persuade him with me. The maid glanced at Gu Heng and said nothing. In the old madam's chambers, as soon as Gu Luo entered, he saw a kind-faced but distinguished old lady seated next to the old madam, deep in conversation with her.
This morning, the little princess had been mentioning you to me for nearly half an hour, urging me to send for you even before dawn. She wanted Miss Janner to come over.
Gu Luo knew this was Yu Yan's arrangement, but he hadn't expected it to be so thoughtfully planned. I'm sorry to have troubled you. You didn't need to send for me. I could have come on my own.
But the little princess herself issued the order, so how could this old servant dare disobey?
The girl is lucky to have caught the little county princess's eye.
Oh, my.
It is just that this child is frail and was raised on the estate. She is bound to be unfamiliar with the etiquette in the capital. Let the bad girl accompany her. At least, she won't offend the little county princess.
Although the old lady is merely the matriarch of a marquise's estate, her own daughter is the current empress, so even her jokes carry some weight. They carry some weight.
Yes, we should have asked the eldest daughter of the household to accompany her, but our county princess isn't in the best health and easily gets startled by crowds. Once the little county princess recovers, we'll surely invite the eldest daughter to visit.
Guo Hua knows what is important. It is fortunate she learned some massage techniques from Zhao Yinu in the palace before. Princess Xiao isn't well, so her circulation is likely poor. Let Gu Hua give her a massage. It is quite effective.
A massage? I'm afraid once your Gu Hua enters our county princess's room, she'll be scared out of her wits.
The old lady is clearly determined to send Gu Hua, but the young prince didn't give instructions to have an extra person there. How dare she make this decision?
Sumu is worried about me, afraid I'll make a mistake in front of the little county princess.
But can't she also spare a thought for her elder sister? After that incident yesterday, and now her elder sister has to go again today. What if she runs into the young prince Yu? Wouldn't that be awkward? The old lady certainly knows about yesterday's events, but no matter how well she knew, she wouldn't dare mention it directly. But I didn't expect Jiyu Luo to be so tactless. Blurted out so directly. Gu Hua's face instantly turned a myriad of colors, the old woman's eyes clearly burning with anger. Is this something that can be said in front of outsiders? Gu Luo feigned ignorance as if she couldn't see, and continued.
We all know eldest sister didn't do it on purpose, but eldest sister is still unmarried. She is sensitive. Those who understand will know grandmother pities me.
But those who don't might think grandmother is making things difficult for eldest sister to survive. What is there that I wouldn't dare to say? Offending the Anpingbo mansion, she will have a hard time. But offending Yu Yan, given that master's temperament, he'll be as good as dead. The old woman's fists clenched instantly. Just as she was about to speak, there was a commotion outside.
Old madam, young Master Yu has arrived.
Why is he here?
How haughty can Miss Gu'er be?
That she couldn't be summoned for an entire hour.
It is quite a rare occasion for the young Prince Yu to visit.
Your household has such strict rules that even the Jade Prince's mansion can't summon someone without such excessive formalities. Then why did the eldest young lady of this household yesterday so rudely bring a group of people to my chambers to accuse me of infidelity? What sort of mansion culture is this we're inheriting?
Yu Yan showed no respect, not only failing to acknowledge the old madam's words, but even irritably interrupting her final statement, even lashing out at the empress.
Young Prince Yu!
Doesn't the old madam realize she is directing her anger at the wrong person?
Am I not the victim here? Shouldn't your household offer me a direct apology? This incident has severely damaged my reputation.
My reputation is ruined, known far and wide. Who doesn't know you're a lunatic?
What happened to the young Prince Yu, respected by the world, was truly a misunderstanding. This humble daughter can explain.
Yu Yan's eyelids flickered slightly, gazing at Gu Hua. Gu Hua suddenly felt as if a venomous snake had coiled around him. He took a deep breath, trying his utmost to remain calm.
Yesterday, it was Gu Luo's wet nurse who first found my maid, saying Gu Luo had instructed her to prepare a medicinal powder and to drug the prince. At that time, I had already brought Gu Luo to the banquet at the Jade Prince's mansion. When I received this news, and coincidentally could not find Gu Luo, I feared a grave mistake would occur. However, it was inconvenient for me to move about within the Jade Prince's mansion, so I requested the assistance of His Highness, the Grand Princess. I implore the young Prince Yu to discern clearly. This humble daughter truly had no intention of harming anyone.
Yu Yan looked at Gu Hua's wronged expression. If he hadn't known the medicine from yesterday was lotus root powder, he would have believed him. The old madam glanced at Gu Hua. She knew Gu Hua was lying, but she played along, her expression darkening.
So this is what happened. Why didn't you say anything yesterday?
Having said that, she looked at Gu Luo.
No wonder you wanted to sell your wet nurse as soon as you returned yesterday. So that is the reason. You commit wrongdoing yourself, and then you implicate your sister and the entire Amping Marquise's mansion, leading to the misunderstanding by the young prince Yu. Do you know your crime?
Gulo had originally thought Yu Yan would follow up on that. After all, Yu Yan's exchanges with the old madam were always fierce. However, he lowered his head and secretly glanced at Yu Yan, only to see Yu Yan's face, looking amused as if watching a show. Watching him. All right then, relying on oneself is better than relying on others. Just as Giluo opened his mouth to explain, Gu Heng, who had been silently standing beside him, suddenly gasped. Taking a step back, his eyes widened, and he covered his mouth with both hands, looking at Gu Hua in disbelief. Huan Huanzi is him. The MP Marquis's mansion's first move has just launched a direct assault.
Huh? So, yesterday's entire incident was due to the eldest sister acting solely on her baseless guesses, wasn't it? Is this how the Ampingbo mansion lost face? How could the eldest sister do this? Believing the words of a wet nurse relayed by a maid, and not trusting her own sister. Aren't you two usually inseparable? Isn't it said that things of a kind come together, and people of a feather flock together? If it were me, I would definitely trust my sister. After all, the cultural heritage of the Ampingbo mansion is here. How could anyone in our household truly do such a thing? We receive teachings from the Empress daily. Even I, an 80-year-old boy with no worldly experience who came from the estate, knew that. Even if one was burning with anxiety at the time, one should have reported it privately to Her Royal Highness, the eldest princess. Eldest sister, was it private?
It is all Gulo's fault. That wretch!
They say the gates of noble households are as deep as the sea.
I didn't expect even an uncle's household
to be so treacherous.
Unintelligible slang. Context implies insult.
These words made the old madam lose face, but she could only grit her teeth and swallow her anger.
Forgive me, Your Highness, for this display. The maids in the mansion caused trouble, nearly leading to a grave mistake.
It is quite amusing. For those who know, it is the eldest branch bullying the second branch of your household. For those who don't know, they might think you're deliberately opposing our Jade Prince's mansion.
Over such a misunderstanding, you've caused such a delay. The young princess has been kept waiting. Gerluo has gone. Make sure to explain everything clearly to the young princess.
He is finding a way to save face for himself by taking over this matter. Yu Yan said nothing more. Gulo naturally wouldn't go out of her way to provoke him further.
Thank you for your kindness today, Your Highness.
Empty thanks are given by many people. Repaying kindness requires action,
not just words.
No matter how eloquent you are,
this king is not interested.
I strongly suspect you're trying to flirt.
Rest assured, Your Highness, this humble subject harbors no more worldly desires for you. My sole concern now is the little princess's illness.
It had better be so.
Your Highness, there is still a moment. Yu Yan watched him with wariness and vigilance in her eyes. There was still a hint in that gaze that, I knew you still harbored inappropriate thoughts about me.
Gulo was speechless.
The group proceeded to the little princess's quarters, intending to bring Chan's younger brother. Little did they expect Jiluo to say this. Yu Yan was taken aback for a moment, then raised an eyebrow, awaiting his explanation. The reason Your Highness sent someone to fetch this humble subject so early is likely to allow me to spend as much time as possible with the little princess. Coincidentally, this is precisely my intention as well. Firstly, they are of similar age, and secondly, my brother is excellent at raising dogs. They might find common ground. Thirdly, my brother can keep an eye on me, reminding me constantly not to harbor any improper thoughts about Your Highness. Yu Yan looked at Gulo with an indescribable expression.
That is not necessary.
How the treatment is carried out,
I won't interfere.
But if you harm the princess in any way,
this king will ensure you wish for death, but cannot find it.
With that said, the carriage swiftly departed from Ji Yuluo's presence.
Second, Miss, please board.
Grunt, could you at least say something before you start untying it?
Erbo, what is up?
Gulo shot. Guhi, a glare, then turned her gaze to Yuhua. Ah, it is nothing.
Oh my gosh. It is not my fault. Do you know how many dangerous things can be on the gauze covering a wound? How many deadly things are on it? If you don't admit it, you won't have a brother. You absolutely cannot be careless.
Then aren't you afraid this deadly thing might make you lose your sister?
Just because I'm scared doesn't mean I can stop doing it, right? Since you have to do it, no matter what. Then why, when the risk can clearly be halved? Would you insist on dragging me down with you?
I'm truly speechless. Siblings' voices were neither of them deliberately lowering their volume for Yu Yan, so the Yuhuan siblings heard every word.
Yu Yan seemed offended,
with no particular expression on his face, but Yuhuan was quite taken aback.
What in the world happened to our Bao? Why are Gulo and her brother talking about death? Death all the time.
When Gulo came over, holding Erbao, Yuhuan carefully and repeatedly examined Erbao's paw.
Isn't this wound healing up nicely?
Seeing Yuhuan's confusion, Gulo spoke. The medicinal powder the prince gave yesterday was very effective. It is already half healed. With 2 more applications, it will be completely healed.
Then your brother just now.
Gu Heng stood behind Gulo, silent. Gulo smiled. He is afraid of dying. That gauze he just used to dress Erbao's wound. He was worried something might have gotten on it. Something that could kill him. Yuhuan had a look of disbelief, as if asking, what nonsense are you talking about? Stunned, Gulo just laughed.
You see,
everyone has something they fear. I'm afraid of ghosts. And my brother, he is afraid of dying. Saying this, Gulo looked at Yu Yan, encouraging him with her eyes to say something. As long as Yuhuan knows that fear is not scary, and that one can openly express what they fear, it would be very beneficial for Yuhuan's condition. Yu Yan met Gulo's gaze, and immediately frowned.
You say you don't like me, but your gaze is so intense. Do you think I'm an idiot?
With a cold expression, he spoke.
I'm afraid you'll get clingy.
Jiu Luo almost spat out a mouthful of blood. Gu Heng, as Gulo's younger brother, unkindly burst out laughing. Perhaps Gulo's expression was too funny, or perhaps Gu Heng's laughter was contagious. Either way, Yuhuan also chuckled, which slightly softened Yu Yan's cold demeanor. He gave Gulo a warning glance, and left quickly with Changxing. It was as if they feared that if they lingered a moment longer, Gulo-san would do something to them. Gulo sighed, at a loss for words. I'm afraid there is something seriously wrong with him. Could it be a delusion of being loved?
What are you doing?
Making nutritious meals for the dogs.
Nutritious meals.
Requires chili peppers.
I prepared the chili peppers myself. I need to eat too. Yuhuan's eyes widened.
Who wants you to stay for a meal? You're just here to apply medicine to Erbo and get lost once you're done.
Speak to my sister politely. You need to be clear. It is my sister applying medicine to your dog now, not your dog applying medicine to my sister.
You really need to be clear. It is not that I begged your sister to treat Erbao, but if he can't cure Erbao's illness, my brother won't let him off.
You are truly smug, treating lives so carelessly.
Yes, he can treat lives so carelessly. Shaqing.
The little green snake coiled on Yuhuan's arm suddenly slithered out, heading straight for Gi Youheng. Gu Heng grew up on the estate, so he had seen it all. He could tell at a glance that this harmless snake was not poisonous. Besides its size, even if it coiled around someone, it couldn't possibly kill them. The threat of death was practically zero. Gu Heng bravely picked up a branch from the ground and performed a juggling act for Yuhuan, playfully manipulating the little green snake. Under the provocation of Gu Heng's branch, the snake would leap up, then fall back down, climb onto the branch, and sometimes be tossed into the air. The 3 dogs nearby were mesmerized.
They thought, this is how a game can be played. We want to join in too!
The dogs panted and wagged their tails, their tongues lolling and drooling, bounding joyfully towards Gu Heng, following the rise and fall of his stick. It went up and down with it. It didn't look like it wanted to play with Gu Heng. It looked more like it wanted to eat that snake.
Why does this person hate my dogs and snakes so much? Why should I play with him? 大宝, Sanbao, bite it!
Yuhuan shouted. However, Dabao and Senbao seemed to have betrayed her, suddenly losing their canine loyalty. only panting in the study.
After Ampingbo went to Dali Temple, he flew into a rage, ordering the people at Dali Temple to immediately investigate the rumors and how they spread, and who spread them.
Regarding Yu Yan's background, there have actually been all sorts of rumors, and they have been circulating for many years. One of them is that some people say Yu Yan is the emperor's illegitimate son, which is why the emperor has shown him such exceptional favor.
What does Ampingbo know?
Let the second prince know as well. It wasn't that I was hit by this king on the road yesterday, causing him to be startled. Let him spot some nonsense.
Prince Yu is His Highness the second prince's own uncle. If the second prince were to say anything, Prince Yu would surely investigate. And if it were to lead back to us...
Let him investigate. I'm not afraid of him. Rest assured, this good father of mine is incredibly wise. He'd suspect anyone but me. After all, given my nature, if I were to act, what is happening now wouldn't be mere rumors, but lives lost.
Just as Changxing was about to speak, a report suddenly came from outside.
Your Highness, Miss Guluo requests an audience.
I knew she wasn't one to be trifled with. Her lustful heart knows no bounds. I won't see her!
As soon as he spoke, Guluo's voice echoed from outside.
Your Highness, you should see me. It is of great importance.
I summoned you to treat the princess, not to use it as an excuse or bargaining chip to pester me. Don't think that just because you can coax the princess today.
You can dig up a bell and a severed arm from her courtyard. Guluo could no longer stand it. This fool directly interrupted him. Prince Yu practically sprang from his seat and strode out with long, rapid steps.
Princess, there are bells in the courtyard.
Her voice trembled, but she kept her voice extremely low. Guluo could vaguely surmise that the young princess was mentally unstable, and it was likely connected to these bells. So is she hiding under the table, cowering again? When Gu home, and Guluo followed the nanny back, the gate to Yu Huan's courtyard was closed as usual, and it was silent inside. Not a sound. If one didn't know what had happened inside, you wouldn't have been able to tell anything was wrong from the outside. Guluo ran all the way, heading straight for the main house. Upon entering, she was hit by a strong smell of blood. Yu Yan stood by the table, his face grim. 3 dogs were running around on the floor, their tails wagging, and the little green snake coiled on the table. Whether it was stunned by fear or something else, it remained motionless, and under the table, Yu Huan was held tightly by Gu Heng. Yu Huan was completely buried in Gu Heng's embrace, curled up, trembling incessantly.
Huan Huan, be good. Will brother hold you? Will brother hug Huan Huan and come out?
It is alright. It is alright. I'm here. It is alright. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. A little patting won't scare you.
I don't know if it is Yu Yan's Qing Hong that is effective, or if it is Gu Heng's Qing Hong that is making him laugh. Yu Huan's violently trembling body gradually calmed down, her head buried in Gu Heng's neck. Yu Yan seemed used to it long ago, sighed, and looked up at Ji Yuluo. You have something left to say. She paused. Where are the tribesmen? There is no one in the house.
I knew this woman couldn't be relied on. She got scared off so easily and abandoned her brother.
Before Yu Yan could finish condemning Ji Yuluo in her heart, Ji Yuluo entered with a small medicine box prepared by the steward. Without even glancing at Yu Yan, she went straight to Ji Heng and knelt beside Gu Heng's calf. Gu Luo used scissors to cut open his blood-stained trouser leg, revealing the wound cut by the dagger. Seeing Ji Yuluo's actions, Gu Heng became even more frightened, but dared not cry out loud.
Sister, can't we find a doctor?
Your brother is only 8 years old.
Ji Yuluo took out the emergency gauze prepared in the medicine box, cut a small piece, dampened it with hot water, and began to wipe the blood from Gu Heng's calf wound. Give me yesterday's powder.
This woman is ordering me.
Hurry up.
Are you talking to me, the king?
His voice, dark and low, was barely audible, clearly trying not to startle Yu Huan. Could there possibly be another person here with a medicine bottle on them? My brother was injured because of the prince's sister, and even out of basic humanity. Is it too much to ask for a bit of your powder?
The
I hearing things? A woman who claims to be madly in love with me should have shown more consideration when speaking to me.
She quickly set down the medicine bottle. Yu Yan took a tactical step back.
I knew you were a devious woman. Only using this as an excuse to get close to me. Good thing I'm quick-witted.
I mean, with an illness this minor, who would believe it? Judging from the pulse, the little princess's body itself is free from any substantial illness. Her qi and blood are deficient, and her spleen and stomach are out of harmony. These are actually not serious issues. The primary reason for her physical weakness stems mainly from psychological factors. Distress and unease, prone to agitation and irritability, coupled with spending the entire day without sunlight. Lacking physical activity, without any emotional outlets or ways to vent. Lacking trust and a sense of security, and experiencing prolonged poor sleep over a long period, let alone a child like her. Even an adult would suffer consequences. Your Highness should be aware of these factors, otherwise, you wouldn't have summoned me without full understanding to examine the little princess.
Is there a solution?
Without waiting for Gulu's reply, he added,
You've been held here for 2 days.
as if fearing Guluho might refuse. Guluo raised an eyebrow. Unpredictable. Even you, who kills without batting an eye, the young prince, has moments of fear. Guluo did not wish to provoke this lord, so she refrained from joking, and simply told the truth. The predicament of my siblings and I, your highness is also aware of. Yu Yan raised an eyebrow.
You are trying to negotiate terms with me.
Negotiate terms, I wouldn't dare. However, I hope your highness can offer us some assistance at an appropriate time, so that we might live a slightly better life.
Your Highness, rest assured, I will keep a close eye on my sister. I will not allow her to harbor any improper thoughts about you.
As I have said before, as long as you can cure the little princess's illness, I will not treat you poorly. However, Miss Gu-er, do not be too ambitious. I fear you might not be able to handle it. You must understand.
What were you doing yesterday in the little princess's courtyard?
Rest assured, your highness, I know my place, your highness, and merely hope for your convenience in small matters, as a simple favor. Like the medicinal powder today, Yu Yan was momentarily speechless.
Banner.
Suddenly, a voice cut in from the side, and Yu Yan turned to see the eldest princess approaching with that disingenuous smile. A shiver went down her spine from head to toe.
Is Huan Huan ill again?
You worry too much, mother. No.
It means you worry too much, mother. Guluo listened, as if she had disappointed you.
Alas, little Li, come here. I sent someone to fetch you. The people in your courtyard said you were at Huan Huan's. I thought Huan Huan was sick again.
Is my mother this idle every day? You're either busy catching adulterers or playing matchmaker. Is my mother always this idle? She is either busy catching cheaters or playing matchmaker.
Brother Yan, I brought a little trinket today. It is from my brother, who had it brought back from the southern border a few days ago. Huan Huan will surely like it.
This girl, Guru, you know, the eldest daughter of the Dingyuan Hao mansion, is named Sunan Li. She is the intended future princess consort for Yu Yan, chosen by the grand princess. Her elder brother Sunan Huai commands a 100,000-strong army guarding the southern frontier, a formidable figure. Guluo lowered his head, trying to be inconspicuous.
You wish to marry me. Did you think of this much?
Huh? Brother Yan.
Are you as good looking as she is? You're not even as good as him. And I don't think much of him. So why would I possibly favor you?
Guluo turned his head, glaring at Yu Yan with anger. What does this have to do with me? I treated your sister, and this is how you repay my kindness.
When your face is a little more presentable, you can come near me again. I fear I might accidentally vomit on your face, and you wouldn't be able to handle it.
Having said that, without another glance, the grand princess pulled Guluo and turned away. Guluo didn't know what the grand princess and Sunalin's reactions were behind him, but he knew one thing. He was barely holding back the urge to bite Yu Yan to death.
Did you want to say we gods are fighting and you little imp shouldn't be involved?
Guluo rolled his eyes. So, the prince knows.
To call you ignorant of your own foolishness, and still think I'm wronging you. From now on, coming here daily, the young county princess will inevitably become a target for these people. This king is merely seizing an opportunity.
To let you get to know people first, lest you lose your head in a moment of haste.
Are you afraid my sister will be bribed? And you're drawing a line in advance.
You're not as shrewd as a child.
This person is truly meticulous. Rest assured, Your Highness, this humble woman still possesses the basic ethics of a physician. Regarding the matter of the young princess, this humble woman will not tell anyone, nor will she collude with outsiders.
That is best. Don't let me discover any impropriety from you.
This time, Yu Yan did not board the carriage again, but merely dispatched the carriage from the Jade Princess Manor to send the siblings Gi Yu Luo and Gu Heng back. The carriage was laden with numerous precious tonics, a set of fine stationery, and several books suitable for a child of Gi Yu Heng's age, clearly indicating careful selection. Before leaving, Yu Yan suddenly recalled something and asked again.
What are you preparing the pig's blood and chili for?
The young princess likely consumes very little in her daily diet and has no appetite. If she sees others eating with relish, it might just whet her own appetite. Furthermore, the aroma of chili peppers is inherently enticing, which can stimulate one's appetite. Sister Chen's younger brother eats with gusto and has quite a knack for eating. I had hoped it might encourage the young princess.
Vomiting blood, stir-frying chili. You truly are a sister.
Casting a sympathetic glance at Gu Heng, Yu Yan turned and left.
Sister, you're quite a physician.
What is so deceptive about it?
Then, why didn't I know you were capable of treating illnesses before? I never saw you learn from anyone.
Isn't there a study room on the estate? There were some old books in the study.
So, yesterday, at the Prince of Yu's manor, everything you told the young Prince of Yu about the little princess's condition was all just memorized from medical texts.
Theoretical knowledge is always superficial. One must learn through practice.
So, the little princess of Yu was your first patient?
Second, miss. The old madam requests your presence.
Ji Yu Luo frowned. Things were quiet all night yesterday. Why are they calling him again?
Last night, your aunt missed you both. So early this morning, she sent someone to escort you and Hua Yatu to the palace.
Gu Luo's heart skipped a beat, sensing trouble was brewing. But if the Empress herself sent for him, she couldn't refuse.
And also,
no audience.
No need for ceremony. You are to enter the palace to see Her Majesty the Empress.
Did Your Highness, the second prince, come to pay respects to noble consort Li? My parents always say His Highness, the second prince is filial.
Good. You're too kind. You call the Crown Prince brother. But there is no one who calls me brother. Calling me Your Highness sounds too formal.
The second prince has always kept his distance from the people of the MP Marquisate, so Gu Hua was bewildered as to why today was different. To receive such a remark.
Could it be that my attire today is too dazzling? I wouldn't dare be distant with my second brother.
Who is this? Is this your newly acquired maid?
Second brother, you're mistaken. This is my sister Gi.
All right. Sister! Sister, lift your head so your second brother can have a look.
His tone was so frivolous and teasing that it was hard not to notice. Gu Hua stood to the side, gloating. He tugged Gu Luo's arm.
This is the second prince.
Gu Luo was forced to look up, her eyes meeting the second prince's, those mesmerizing peach blossom eyes.
Call me brother.
Wanting to be someone's brother. How about I call you brother?